United has gone ahead to beat Spurs by 2-0. It's no longer news. We've already done the match reaction, and here we come with the player ratings. I thought to do them in the morning, and I said no. Tomorrow is really going to be an action-packed day because I believe that I'm deciding to start making the match preview to like 2 days to the match. That means that tomorrow the last video is going to close the day. It's going to be the match preview between Chelsea and Manchester United. That's it, and I believe you're really going to enjoy it because you are really geared up with this performance we put up today. We take the same intensity at Stamford Bridge. I believe we can get 3 points, not even a point, but I think Chelsea is vulnerable. And when you look at the teams like Brentford today, Chelsea went ahead to draw 0-0. They never even scored against Brentford. And I believe you're really having one of the best defenses in the world, especially when Casemiro really plays in front of them, in front of the back four, and he really does the shielding very well. And the question is going to be, what is the manager's choice going to be? Ericsson or Fred Rodriguez to partner a player who goes by the names of Casemiro? Is Scott McTominay going to come in through and really start for Casemiro because Casemiro has played in very many minutes? I doubt, because this is one of the most important games of Erik ten Hag, and obviously he would love to go on and really win that game of Chelsea, because when he beats Chelsea, he straight goes to the 4th spot of the Premier League. So guys, that will be for tomorrow, not for today, but obviously we are here to discuss the player ratings of how these players of United really performed today, from the goalkeeper and up to a player who goes by the names of Marcus Rashford, who was really leading the line for United. Smash the like button, comment and share. Obviously a very huge convincing win for Manchester United, and you guys are really great into this game of football. Let's get straight into the player ratings, as you guys can't wait to know who is getting who. And this is not final, it's my player ratings, and you can as well tell me who you are rating in there at a level of Manchester United. Today has really been a very good day. We've really played our best game ever since Erik ten Hag. In years, I've seen United dominate a game of football in there at Old Trafford. I believe the only game that we tried to dominate was the first game of Ralph Rangnick against Crystal Palace at Old Trafford. That game ended 1-0. Freddie scored that only goal that really gave us the lead. But after the 60th minute, we were naked. And I believe that the more Ten Hag plays with these players, the more he's going to really teach him the Ten Hag ball and obviously do the needful and really take us to the levels we expect this team to be. So let's start with the goalkeeper, David De Gea. I think he had like 2 saves to make in this game of football. That one of Harry Kane on the near post that resulted into the second goal of Manchester United, and that ball that was really chipped in by, was it Sessegon or Perisic, onto the far post, and then he really fisted it into the corner. That is David. He never had a lot of things to do, but the most important thing that most of the people are not really knowing about David De Gea is that the guy is really doing great in ball distribution. And I believe that I can't wait to do combined 11s in the second half of the season, because most goalkeepers in the Premier League have been coming in front saying he's a better ball distributor, David De Gea is a better shot stopper, but if at all you want to play from behind, David De Gea will betray you. Now, the goalkeeper whom you've been saying that is not good at ball distribution has gone ahead to improve his game, and he has lifted it to the next level, and obviously he's one of the best ball distributors I've seen recently in the Premier League, and I know he's really going to improve game in, game out, because the talent in him is immense. And obviously with his performances, a new deal coming the way, I believe David De Gea has already proven to a man who goes by the names of Erik ten Hag that, please, you don't need to go in for Diego Costa from FC Porto. I'm all here for you to do the needful, and I'm learning game in, game out, building from behind, press resistant, and obviously I can go for those long balls that are really accurate. My ball distribution is improving. So I'm giving David De Gea a 7 out of 10 in this game of football, because he really looked great according to me. Then I go to Diego Dalot. Obviously, he's really one of those players that really played today. He has been a little bit sloppy and leggy. I think it was because of fatigue, but he has returned today, played very well, and I believe he's one of those players that has really impressed a lot into this game of football. And let me show you his game by numbers as shown to us by Stateman Dave. He's telling us that 88% pass accuracy, 78 touches, 8 ball recoveries, 5 long balls completed, 2 out of 2 crosses completed, 2 out of 2 aerial duels won, 2 key passes, 1 interception. That is Diego Dalot, and he really put up a very superb performance, and I'm going to give him a 7 out of 10 into this game of football. That is a man who goes by the names of Diego Dalot at Manchester United. The other player we are going to talk about is Luke Shaw, obviously returning and obviously being benched by Erik ten Hag after that weird performance against Brighton and Brentford. And it all the way has been Malacia. Against Arsenal, it was Malacia. Against Southampton, Leicester City, Arsenal, it was Malacia. And not until we played Man City and Malacia really had a very bad game. And obviously, Shobato came in through and did the needful. And obviously, he really won his place back. He played very well today, very solid going forward, press resistant, and trying to put up a couple of passes, building from behind, not all that a threat. And obviously, he is really one of those players that really got that ball and passed it through to see to it that we really get that second goal that really won us the game comfortably. Because if at all that game ended 1-0, it wouldn't have really brought out the proper picture of the 28 shots we had and the 10 shots we had on target. We really dominated Spurs and really annihilated it totally in all aspects of this game of football. Let's see how Luke Shaw really closed down these players and what his stats were in this game of football. Luke Shaw had 110 touches, immense, 91% passing accuracy, perfect, 4 ground duels won, 3 tackles won, 2 clearances, 2 out of 2 long balls, 2 aerial duels won, 2 key passes, 1 shot on target. That is Luke Shaw, and they're taking the return of Shobato. Luke Shaw in there for you. And obviously, for that performance, I'm giving him an 8 out of 10, guys. I'm giving him an 8 out of 10. That is a man who goes by the name of Luke Shaw. And the reason as why I'm giving him an 8 out of 10 is that every time he really senses competition, he really shows up to the occasion and does the needful in this game of football. And obviously that's going to hate to do that and replicate it again in this game of football as we beat a side which goes by the names of Spurs by 2-0. Now, let's go to Rafael Varane. Rafael Varane, I'm giving him an 8 out of 10 because he really played very well, commanded that defense very well. The same applies to Lisandro Martinez, 8 out of 10. They both pocketed Harry Kane and Son Heung-min respectively because Spurs was playing with 3-5-2, and those two centre forwards that really led the line for Spurs had nothing to do in that entire game. The only threat we got from Harry Kane was that when Bruno really did a sloppy pass, and obviously they broke us down. You get? But if that goal had gone inside, Harry Kane was offside, if at all you saw that very well, but the referee played on very well and said advantage for Manchester United. And obviously, we went ahead to really score a second goal into that transit that really saw us attack through players like Casemiro to Anthony. Then Anthony laid that ball to find a player who goes by the Bruno. Bruno found Freddie, and obviously Freddie hit that ball deflected off a player of Tottenham, and obviously Bruno came in with a magnificent finish that gave United a lead that was too comfortable in that game of football. So I really believe that we played very well with with Rafael Varane, and obviously a player who goes by the names of Lisandro Martinez. I'm giving each an 8 out of 10. I don't know what you think about it, but I'm giving each an 8 out of 10. We go to Fred Rodriguez. He really played very well in that midfield area. I think if he really gets us these performances consistently, he will have a reason for us to call out Ten Hag whenever he doesn't start. But if at all he gives us one-offs like he did in the game of a team which goes by the names of Newcastle, and he couldn't really get us on target and really do everything as planned, then we won't call out for him. But today, he was really a very good player. He did the needful and gave us the best out of this, and we won this game of football. Freddie creating one goal, creating one goal, scoring the most important goal, because we played close to 48 minutes and we couldn't really find ourselves on target, and then this guy came in through and obviously found that first goal in a very weird position that was outside the tennis box area, having tried close to 2 times, and one shot went on target and the other really went wide. The third one really was deflected into the lower bottom corner, and United went celebrating, and that was Fred in there for you. So to me, I believe his test was Mace, and no reason as to why I don't really bring you his game by numbers. No, this is not Freddie. Yeah, that is Freddie for you. Fred Rodriguez had 76 touches. 23 final third passes, 4 ground duels won, 3 key passes, 3 long balls, 2 interceptions, 1 goal. Gave United a breakthrough, and obviously he gave us the lead. I'm giving him a 9 out of 10, guys. I'm giving Freddie a 9 out of 10 because his performance was really one of those that we should really not even forget. And I want him to be consistent. That's my only call for him, because most of these United players, the problem they've been facing is consistency, nothing else. But the rest of the things are okay, but the consistency is always lacking in this United side. So, the other player, Casemiro, guys, you see, in our culture, I have a saying that whenever a big drum really sound, all makes sound, all is beaten and we make sound, then the small ones can't sound, because this big one will come out and really cover them up. And obviously that's what Casemiro is doing. Coming into that midfield area, he does 2-in-1. He does as the anchor man, playing a single pivot, and obviously acts as a connector. Gets that ball from the back four and really passes it to the midfield area. And you saw him supply it to players like Antony, to Bruno Fernandes, Rashford, Luke Shaw, and Sancho more oftenly into this game of football. And obviously, that is what you would love to see, having a CDM like what, because that's what Fabinho does, that's what Rodri does, Thomas Partey, and us having one of the best midfielders in the world for the last 5 or 10 years is really something great for us to come in here and really be grateful about into this game of football. And obviously that is Casemiro today, and he did a very wonderful role into this game of football. In the first half, his effort that was thunderous really went out, all missed by a whisker to win the back of the net. That is the man who goes on Casemiro. Now Casemiro, game by numbers versus Spurs, 85% passing accuracy, 70 touches, 10 ball recoveries, 4 ground duels won, 3 out of 4 long balls completed, 2 interceptions, 1 clearance, and that is a man who goes by the names of Casemiro, and I'm giving him a super 8 out of 10. I don't know what we're giving Casemiro out of 10. Then the other player that I'm going to talk about right about now is obviously Captain Fantastic, Bruno Fernandes. To me, yeah, he did great. Obviously, you would like to see those performances coming in through game in, game out. But the difference with him today was that he really made simple things look simple. He went in for that easy pass. He never really made it hard and went in for Hollywood passes. He had almost everything perfect. That is Bruno Fernandes, and obviously put up a very magnificent performance. He scored 1 goal. He was a threat, but sometimes he needs to go on and really release or spread that ball wide to our wingers, because each and every time you spread that ball wide to the wingers, you stretch this midfield, you stretch the back four, you get such that the likes of Antony can cut in the likes of Sancho and obviously do the needful. You saw the 2 goals. Casemiro was spreading that ball wide to find Antony, and that's where Antony really became a threat and really laid that ball to find Sancho for the very first time, and Sancho gave it to Freddie, and Freddie hit it into the back of the net. Second time, Casemiro feeds into Antony. Antony cuts through the central axis and made that is a diagonal run. He passed into Bruno, Bruno into Freddie, and back to Bruno, and Bruno hit it into the back of the net. So that's what's supposed to do. Let's attack wide. When we really see these runs coming in from the central axis, let's bring these players, and obviously Bruno, you'll be one of the best players that are going to be talked about Manchester United if at all you continue doing that game in, game out. So his game by numbers: 93 passing accuracy, 89 touches, 63 passes completed, 31 final third passes, 9 key passes, 9 out of 10 long balls completed, 8 ball recoveries, 3 crosses completed, 1 goal. That is Bruno Fernandes. He last scored in the game of United versus Southampton, but he's here to really get himself back to the winning ways. And I'm giving him a 9 out of 10, meaning that he's really one of the contenders of the man of the match performances into this game of football. Antony really trying to improve and really doing exactly what I really want to see my wingers do, because I don't want to see my wingers really so much rely on scoring goals. You saw Son Heung-min today. He couldn't really tear down any of Dalot or either Rafael Varane, Lisandro Martinez, and Luke Shaw, because they are really good one-on-one. And this shows you that when you're having a wide forward who is really so much good at creating chances and not acting or playing on the break, it is really a different game altogether. As you saw today, United was really dominant in everything. So when you see Antony really playing like that, I really feel good. That's why I'm giving him a 7.5 in this game of football. He played very well. Anton really had a very magnificent performance today, and obviously he really went ahead to pull up lots of cameos. The shot, because I think he had like 2 shots. One went on target, the other deflected off the lower bottom of the post, and the 2 goals he was involved in, carrying that ball through the central axis and really putting in those passes, finding Sancho and Bruno that led into those 2 goals. Guys, it was really immense. 7.5 for me. Anthony doing great. To me, that's the best game of United has played. Someone will say, but he had not scored a goal. No, it doesn't mean that for you to play well, you have to go ahead and score goals. We've seen Eriksen being one of the best players of United, but has he scored goals? I believe Casemiro has been winning man of the match for the previous 2 games, but has he been scoring any goal? No, but he has been really doing something that other teams are not really doing. Other players are not really doing. Then we go to Jadon Sancho. I think he was responsible for the first goal, and he really looked sharp this time round, trying to go on and really be patient enough on the ball, not selfish, something that I believe Anthony has to improve on and really release his fellow players a lot. But obviously, Sancho really put in a shift that nobody is going to doubt in this game of football. I'm giving him a 7.5 out of 10. Responsible for the first goal, and obviously you know how the first goal is so much important, because if at all we reached like 60 minutes when he had not yet scored a goal against Spurs, with the chances we had scored, maybe the players would have really gone ahead to really gate deep in their story and so, we've tried a lot and nothing is happening. But obviously they went ahead not to stop and then got that goal courtesy of that Sancho assist, and Freddie banged it into the lower bottom corner after a deflection from the Spurs player. So I'm giving him a 7.5. Then Marcus Rashford, I'm giving him a 7. Yeah, he was really a threat, but not sharp enough. Close to 3 chances, but he couldn't bury any of those. He had close to 3 or 4 shots on target, and Rashford really looked great and a dangerous guy in this game of football as we really beat Spurs into a very fashionable way that all of us really thought that, I wish Anton Martial was here. Because if at all Martial was here, guys, it would have been a different game altogether. This team of Spurs would have even gone to 6 goals down, because those chances that Rashford missed, hand them over to Anton Martial, the rest will be history. The rest will be history for a guy who goes by the names of Antonio Conte and his team. But obviously, he really did great, and I think he just needs to go on for what we call the technique, not the energy, because almost all of those goals that he had to score, and he almost had a keeper to beat, he had to go on and go with what we call the technique, not the energy. And that's what Martial does better, going so much with what we call the technique, not the energy. So I think Rashford will improve on that. But later, more players came in through. Eriksen came in through. I'm giving him a 6 out of 10. Scott McTominay, 6 out of 10. Elanga, 6 out of 10. So those are my player ratings. And if at all you've just come in through, De Gea, 7 out of 10. Dalot, 7 out of 10. Luke Shaw, 8 out of 10. Rafael Varane, 8 out of 10. Lisandro Martinez, an 8 out of 10. Casemiro, 8 out of 10. Freddie, 9 out of 10. Bruno, 9 out of 10. Anthony, 7.5 out of 10. Sancho, 7.5 out of 10. Rashford, 7 out of 10. Eriksen, 6 out of 10. Scott McTominay, 6 out of 10. And Elanga, 6 out of 10. Thank you guys for watching in. The manager, 8 out of 10, obviously, because at least you are seeing the team Ten Hagging. You get Ten Hagging, meaning they are trying to go on and really play play that style of Erik Ten Hag, or otherwise putting the Ten Hag football style into play. So your reactions are welcome in the comment section below about the player ratings of Manchester United versus Tottenham Hotspur, winning that game 2-0. Comfortably won. We dominated, we annihilated Spurs, and obviously we came out as the overall winners for this game of football. Thank you guys for watching in. Let's catch up later. I think it's going to be around midday as we'll come in through and know what developments are coming in from the camp of Manchester United as far as Ronaldo is concerned. Thank you, guys. Rokan David is my name. I hand you over to the Almighty Lord, protect you abundantly. Obviously, He will watch over you and let you walk in the shadow of His feathers. Sign out for now. See you later and good night.